5G, obviously, I think it's still early days. For example, the first thing you need is a spectrum, right? And still, India has not had spectrum auctions. So a 5G spectrum auction is still, not been done yet, I think. And I think there are trials happening, but I don't think any of the telcos have commercially available spectrum to offer 5G. Frankly, very few countries have that live today. I think South Korea has it. Parts of the United States have it, but 5G fundamentally, has many differences with 4G, where it is much more short range. Like, so for example, you need the kind of infra density, the telco infra density has to be much higher. There is also this huge trend of softwareization, actually, what's called softwareization of wireless networks, where initially the telco vendors, which are the likes of Ericsson and Nokia, Huawei as well, obviously. So they would offer the telecom equipment to the telecom service providers, who would then build out networks with that equipment and so on. But now what is happening is there is a kind of virtualization happening, where the hardware piece of it is getting commoditized.
Right.
So you don't need to have custom hardware, but you can have standardized hardware. And you can have basically software to sort of have like dynamic network capacity allocation between different areas of the network. So that means that asset utilization, your network sort of utilization improves dramatically.
Right.
And so that is the kind of objective that this what Jio has done with Open RAN, for example. So let's see if that gets implemented. I mean, obviously none of this is live yet. This is all very experimental. The spectrum has to come in. Some of these technologies have to go live in the sort of wild, and then we'll see how it plays out. But some of the things that were demoed, for example, in the AGM, those kind of use cases have, I think, unique kind of value for India, especially with the agriculture reform that we've seen. So what opportunities will open up in agri-tech, for example, the digitalization of agriculture. In edutech, we're already seeing the enormous interest that investors have. Some really globally giant businesses coming out of India now. I think the largest edtech company in the world now is obviously Byju's,
right,
for example. So all these things are happening. And I think some technology like 5G, which offers both very high speed as well as very low latency, will make these even more appealing for a country like India, which can then leapfrog into the state of the art.